Hello, my name is Mercury, and welcome to this brand new episode of Media Fae. Today, I'm alone. Today, I'll be discussing Venom: The Last Dance, the final Venom movie, and the second to last Sony Spider-Man movie, at least for now, it seems, since uh since there is gonna be, I think, one more. I think there's gonna be just one series. Uh, there's gonna be one series, which is the Spider Noir series, and then they will that's gonna be it. Really, I'm pretty sure it's over. Most people have. It's very. Uh, it's very. Uh, what do you call it? It's very like. What was I saying? Yeah, no. Very glad that it's over. They still have some other projects that we're talking about, but apparently that it's over. Like it's done. Last one was Craven the Hunter, which I have not watched. I haven't seen Craven the Hunter. It bombed at the box office terribly. And yeah, I know. The Venom movies were some of the only successful movies in the entire universe. Madam Web was really weird. I think Madam Web is supposed to be set in the same universe. Just like way later than you like one way earlier than usual. And I have no idea what they're doing with Spider Noir. It seems like it seemed apparently set in the same shared universe, says here in the Wikipedia page. So that means that this universe, for some fucking absurd reason, is like a continuation of a Spider-Man noir story set decades after the time of Spider-Man. Why? That is so weird. That is such a weird way. Like it's such a weird like direction to go in. Like they like Spider-Man isn't there because Spider-Man is dead, even though in Madam Web we know that's Peter Parker. So unless it's like some other Spider-Man, I don't know how this is supposed to work. But yeah, it's such a weird decision. If Spider Noir isn't set in the same universe, or this is supposed to be like a different Spider-Man that Nicolas Cage is playing that isn't Peter Parker, but like somebody who I guess like that it ties into what like to Madam Web in some way. Which God fucking damn it. But at least we're getting Spider-Man in some way. But yeah, back to Venom. Yeah, it's the last movie. It's the last like okay movie. 2024 is the last year, and it's the first time they've released more than one movie in the year. Uh, Craven was delayed a fuck ton. Madam Web really wasn't. Venom was actually pushed forward like a week or two. So yeah, Venom: The Last Dance is the last one. Like I said, all the Venom movies have been decently successful. Um, Venom 1 was like one of one of the most successful movies. I think the most successful movie in the entire series. Is there? Yeah. Okay. So the Venom movies have always been pretty successful. They did fall off towards the end, but that's mainly because That's mainly because of like the decline in quality. Yeah. Like Venom 1 made almost $1 billion. I think it's one of the most successful movies of 2018. Even though 2018 had very big competition, Venom is one of those movies that made the box office. Like really had an impact on the box office. 2018 was a very competitive year, but even then, 2018, very good showing here. Venom was number 7 of all time in the box office of 2018. So like it made its money back, and that was competing against, like, not really competing, but that was in the same year as like Avengers, Infinity War, Black Panther, like Jurassic World 2, Incredibles 2. Like there was some fierce competition. I didn't know Bohemian Rhapsody was such a successful film. I'm looking at it here, it's number 6. And it still made $900 million. Like, god damn. I don't know. I watched that movie, but I didn't know. I didn't know it made that much money. But yeah, Venom was the most successful one. It stayed as the most successful one. It made back its Venom Last Dance made back its money, unlike the other unlike the other movies that were here. It's one of the better received ones of the year. It did make back. It had good. It was, yeah, again, like it was the best received of the 2024 ones. The the most the one that made the most money. Like it made around the same as Venom Let There Be Carnage. Like, yeah, like it it was like successful, and I feel like this should have been the end, and this would have been the end if it wasn't for Craven getting delayed, and just fucking had to just the bomb it was. Like, god damn, that was yikes. but yeah, Venom. We're gonna talk about it here. We have not talked about the other two Venom films. We will. I do want to make episodes on the other two Venom films because they're the only ones, the only Sony Spider-Man movies that we haven't covered yet. And Craven will be covering soon in the future. So they're the only ones. I'm waiting for it to come to streaming, or like come to fucking, or like on digital at least, so I can get a good quality version. but yeah, Venom: The Last Dance would have been the final one if it wasn't for Craven getting delayed continuously. And Craven's delay cost cost a very. I think it cost it to have fierce competition down the line with Sonic 3 and Mufasa, which both outgrossed it in its second week. And the Sonic 3, I don't know how much it's made now. I think it's kind of fallen off a little. And Mufasa, those movies, like, whoever wanted to go watch them did already. Mufasa made more money. A lot more money. 9th highest grossing film of 2024. Jesus Christ. That's something. That's a sentence. I have not watched, I think, a lot of these movies from 2020 for the highest grossing. I didn't know Moana 2 made that much money. I'm gonna be fucking real. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Starting off with what we always start off with, the CGI in action. I don't know how long it's supposed to be, but whatever, right? The CGI and action. So it's fine. The CGI here, I think, for what it is, like what this movie is and where it's set and where it released, I think it has the best CGI of all of them, of all the of all of the Sony Spider-Man universe movies. Mainly because like they probably wanted this to be their big movie, and Madam Web and Madam Web and Craven the Hunter is kind of released. So, but yeah, they put a lot of their money into Venom: The Last Dance, and I'm glad that they did, because this movie looks very good. And that I mean, yeah, again, like it's their biggest, so I would want it to be the the most successful, like the most like well, the one that looks the best. But aside from that, that's funny. It's considered yeah, the Lion King movie, like 2019 Lion King remake, is considered an animated film, not not live action. Doesn't even matter how much fucking how much they say it. It's not. But yeah, what was I gonna say? All right, the CGI is fine. The action's fine. This movie just kind of feels like it's like a bunch of like a bunch of action sequences like put together. It doesn't have exactly the best action out there. All like the entire movie is kind of just like them fighting people. They're running away. They're running away, or a lot of the movie is a lot of the main villains are just them, are just the xenophages. That's like the main problem. It's the xenophage, which I am not exactly mad that there's like no villain, and the xenophage fights are like fine. It's just that this it has entertaining enough action, but it's nothing that would blow your mind or anything. It's nothing that would really like that you would have to like, I gotta go watch this. But it's not like it's insultingly bad. It's entertaining enough. Like it does its job of being like an action movie. And the CGI like at least like makes it like the CGI doesn't make it look like it's like a bunch of like blobs coming together. There's a bunch of like different symbiotes of a lot of powers, and they die pretty they die pretty like quickly. But at least it adds like some flair to the fights that wasn't there in the others, because again they all have powers like that, like what was her name? I forgot her name. It's like, I think it's Phage. Am I going crazy? It's the purple one. Paragon, no. Did they? Okay. That, no, not Plague. Where is it? I passed it. Hold on. No, 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 no. Phage, there we go. Symbiote. I think I'm wrong. But let's see here. The Clintor. Yeah, no, it was Agony. Agony. There we go. It was Agony. But yeah, like Agony was like a speedster. There was like a fire one. There was I don't remember. There was like a one like there's just so many different symbiotes that they had in this movie. There was like a green one that did something. But yeah, like it was like it was fine. Like they did their job, but like like they died pretty early, and but at least like they look good. At least the CGI didn't make them look like dog shit. They look like the other like a lot of other symbiotes. Something that really confused me was that there's a fire symbiote. There's like a fire symbiote, or it's like a molten metal symbiote, but like heat kills symbiotes. So how does that work? And how the fuck did it even get spawned? Because the other ones like were at least like normal symbiotes. Like Carnage was like the first like spawn, really, and then there was Totson. Well, in quotations. We'll get to that later. But yeah, like the action was fun. CGI was fine. Like CGI was good. Yeah. I guess it was fine. It was just fine. Let's move on to the characters, which the Venom movies they don't exactly character writing isn't exactly their strong suit here. Uh, Also, this movie is like pretty short. The Venom movies decided to go in a direction where they were just gonna be not short films, but like short theatrical films, instead of it just kind of being super long. Not super long, but like the first Venom movie was like I think 2 hours or something. Venom: The Last Dance, like Venom 2 and Venom 3 were an hour and something. They were not long movies. They were just kind of like short movies that you could watch and kind of enjoy and not have a lot like not waste a lot of time. It doesn't waste a lot of time. It gets straight to the point. But yeah, it's just weird. But let's move on to the characters. First up, Eddie. It's kind of funny to see Eddie like in the state he is in this movie. He is it's kind of in like, it takes like up like right after he gets back from the events of No Way Home. So I don't even know how this is supposed to work, but yeah, it takes place like after he gets back from No Way Home, and they sort of like I'll talk about the retcons of that later, but yeah, like it takes place after No Way Home. He goes around and like he's so fucking done. He is like so done with Venom. He's so done with everything. He's in the movie. It looks like if you compare him from how he was in Venom 1 to Venom uh to Venom to this one, I think it's like 2 years or something. Like that, but between between the movies and what happens here, I think that's 2 years, and it looks, and he's like gained weight. He has like white hair. He's like he looks like worse for wear. Like he looks kind of beat up. And this movie, he spent with like the same shirt and like and everything. It's just he does not look well. The only time he does look well is when he has like the suit on, the suit on for like the casino. That's the only time like he like looks from those movies. But like any other time, he just looks. He just looks worse for wear, and I like that he's always done. Doesn't really go through any character development. I think he's funny, and Like yeah, it's fine. It's all like it's the movie is mostly about the connection he has with Venom. They don't go through anything like hardship. They're just kind of they have to go through together. They have to go through together, and there's no character development here. It's just it's just there. But yeah, yeah, that's what mostly the movie is about. It's mostly just, like the bond between Eddie and Venom, and and the same goes for Venom. It's mostly just kind of it's mostly just kind of the same because they're so like intertwined. They don't go through any development together. They're just kind of there. They're just kind of there to move the plot forward, and their bond is like they the big thing around the movie. It is an ending. There's no, like I said, no character development. It's just mostly going through what has happened and them dealing with the fact that they're not both gonna walk out of this alive. So yeah, I mean it's fine. I like they're fine characters and they're entertaining enough. Like they're funny. Like their fight scenes are cool. Like their dialogue is fine. I don't mind them not developing, and I'm glad. And the bond, like at least like it wasn't boring to see like how their bond has evolved throughout the years. But aside from that, like there's nothing going on for them, and that's just kind of fine. I'm not exactly mad that this movie didn't do much with Eddie and Venom. So just kind of moving on to some new characters that is introduced. Strickland, Rex Strickland. So this is a character from the comics, and Rex Strickland apparently is a really cool character, and there was a lot of um there was a lot of things going around for this character because he was played by Shuato Jifer. I don't know how to fucking say that name, but he was part of the MCU. He is a Mordo in the MCU. So a lot of people thought, okay, this is gonna tie in somehow, and Greg Strickland is the host of a symbiote called Tyrannosaurus, which okay. That is like such a weird thing to say, but yeah, he is like the host of Tyrannosaurus, and we see him here. But like aside from that, I don't know if they would go in any other like any direction. Like that, but yeah, they didn't go in that direction. He's just kind of an army general. Isn't do much. He's just kind of there, and that's fine. Like it was kind of people were really hyping up this character, and he did mostly nothing. He was just his actor was chosen just to have him there. It didn't have any like consequence at all on the plot or anything. Like it was just um there. And here, Red Stricken has some like the Tyrannosaurus symbiote has ties to Null. That could have been cool to explore, but that never happened, and we'll probably never see that because again, like it's over. It's like really over. So yeah, Strickland was just not I didn't do much. Like it was just kind of like we have to kill Venom, and that's all that Strickland was. It is your normal ass army general. All right. Next character I want to talk about is Totson, And this is, I think, the biggest disappointment of the entire movie. Toxin was one of the characters that we saw getting hyped up for the next installment for Venom 3. And I would have loved to see a good version of Toxin, but the thing is that for some reason the this movie is has to go in a weird direction of Toxin. They went in a direction that I can only describe as it being akin to like early 2000s, late 90s comic book movies where they adapted characters in the most wrong way possible just because. Just because they thought that nobody would care. Toxin isn't the spawn of Carnage and Venom that we saw at the end of Venom 3, Venom 2, sorry, Venom Let There Be Carnage. It's not that symbiote. Apparently, that symbiote left the host. I forgot his name already. It left his host, and then they took the guy, put him in here, and gave him a new symbiote, and that one's Toxin. Even though it was never named out in the movie, the subtitles for the trailer labeled it as Toxin, and it's a green snake symbiote. When Toxin is supposed to be one of the most powerful symbiotes that's out there, aside from the creator, like the creator of all of them, which is Null. That like yeah no like it was such a big disappointment to see that happen. I feel like if Taunton was handled in a way, if just a better way than it was in here, I think we could have gotten like just a better character out of it. Just to see what happens when the Venom is obviously not part of that, but like a symbiote takeover or something. But come on, really? And it's so bad. I don't like what they did with Toxin in this movie. It was just wasted. And also, Toxin was just kind of killed off. Like they built it up so well. Like, oh, like his symbiote left. Like his symbiote left. The new one, and like, okay, this new one's gonna fuck ass, right? No, this new one died to xenophage instantly. The first fight it gets. It wasn't even a fight. He held them off for Venom and then fucking died instantly. Like there was nothing. And like the guy was still there, and like the guy and like the guy knew Eddie. It was such a weird decision to have him just like die like that, and Venom didn't even care. Yeah, no, his name is Patrick Mulligan. Yeah, they just had Patrick Mulligan there, and he fucking died. Like no care from Eddie. Like it was just a weird decision. Just a yeah, it's just really weird. I I can't say it enough. What a disappointing the first time we see Toxin in live action. He's just like this. He's just a normal symbiote, but he has like a snake tail. Like it's just like no legs, just tail and arms, and he dies instantly. What a weird way to introduce Toxin to the universe. What a terrible way. God. After building him up, after like hyping him up and building him up from 2, just having him die like this. Wow. I like a complete 180 on that. That didn't even need to happen. Like they could have just found like they could have had Patrick, like, oh, they found Patrick, but they found him like as like with the symbiote in him, and the symbiote in him thanks to being like a Venom and Carnage hybrid. Also, I'm surprised they never did hybrid. They never introduced Scream. They did introduce Agony, but they never introduced Scream. They not even in this movie. No Scream. No Lasher. Like I think they did. I think they did Lasher. Maybe, if I remember correctly, maybe they did. Like there was just like a bunch of symbiotes that they never introduced and they never did hybrid. That's like the easiest setup ever, and they just never did it. They never did hybrid. They did do null. I'll talk about null later. But they did like they did do null as like a villain. They did a carnage. I feel like hybrid would have been the easiest shit to do, and then just never did. They never did it. But yeah. I feel like it would have been a lot better if just it was like, oh, like they're using Patrick as like a symbiote hunter to find symbiotes because like Venom is like part of that. And it has like the power of Carnage and like at least like the thought process of Venom. It's like, well, not really, but it's like it's more in control of itself, and and this the host is like the host like can work can like is like intertwined like as a very good bond with the symbiote. I have no idea why they didn't just do that. It would have been easier. It would have been so easy to just have it be like that. But they didn't. They did not do that. And yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad. What David Totson. But yeah, moving on. Talking about Dr. Page. I didn't know this character existed ever. I am not familiar with a lot of the comics in general. But like she's from the comics. Thaddeus. Yeah, female. I saw it's a female incarnation. Uh, and they apparently made him. Apparently in the movie, like it was never supposed to be. Was never supposed to be a part of like the like the agony. It was just kind of there. He like Dr. Payne was part of the was like part of like was part of Morbius comics. Jeez, it was Teddy Payne was a villain. I'm pretty sure in this movie, she also doesn't have like she also doesn't have the ability to feel pain or something if I remember correctly. But never really comes out, and Dr. Payne just kind of does nothing. Very she's like very I guess like just like very focused on the symbiotes instead of like really being focused on anything else. That's what she mainly focuses on. But yeah, she helps sometimes, but there's no real sad like there's nothing there. She just have a brother that like died or something. Okay, yeah, Lasher was in the movie. Okay, so they did have some characters in here from those comic, but again, I got it was just Agony Lasher and some other fucks. Um, let's see here. An unnamed green symbiote, but yeah, no. People called it. People did call it a Totson. Man, she bumped of agony, and that was kind of that. It was they were just kind of there. But yeah, just they're just there, I guess. Next up is Null, and Null doesn't really have a character. It just kind of gets really good. The thing is, like with Noah, is that there's no setup towards him ever. It just kind of shows up. Noah looks fine. At the end, when we see his face, it looks like fucking Morbius. But I guess that's somewhat I guess somewhat accurate. He's portrayed by Andy Serkis, which I think is a very good choice for Noel. Like aside from that, there's not much about Noel. He is supposed to be the main villain here, but yeah, there's just nothing. And I feel like how they used him was kind of smart. I'll talk about him in the plot. But I feel like how they used it was how they've used Noel is very smart in the movie by not having him actually show up. But yeah. Let's move on to the final characters that I want to talk about. Martin and his family. I think they're fine additions. They're mostly there to move the plot forward because if they weren't, I'm not sure if they could have come up with something better. But I like I think they're somewhat enjoyable. They don't do much for the movie, but I think like at the ending they at least help and are fine enough characters. I like the fact that they like want to see like aliens and stuff, and they do go ahead and see aliens. I think that's kind of cool. But like aside from that, they don't really do much, and I don't know why they didn't go in like direction of having like people about like really crazy about aliens. But yeah, aside from that, they don't do much. Uh, but I think they're cool additions. Really weird to have Reese Ifans, which is the actor that portrayed Lizard in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Really weird to have him here, and like again, like bringing him back. People thought it was it's gonna be super. Like, that's Reese Ifans, and he just kind of does nothing. And people thought that he would do something, but he doesn't. He's just kind of there. He was kind of hired. I have to think that they like that Sony knew about it. So yeah, like there was no way that they didn't just like like yeah like we gotta bring this guy back, but no, like it was just kind of there. But yeah, let's move on to the plot. The plot there's no fucking plot in this movie. It's just kind of again moving scene to scene, having an excuse to have like different fight scenes. There's almost no cohesion. Like every single scene is just kind of like a different set piece. Here. We want to go here. Okay, we're gonna go here. We need to find a way to get Venom here and whatever. Blah blah. Like it was just like there's almost no cohesion. There's almost no setup. It's like there's like weird things like of a flashbacks to explain characters and then never comes back. There's like no setups, and when there is setup, it's just kind of like at the instant. It's like set. It's like so. It's such a weird. It's such so weird. The Area 51 stuff is like wild to put in here. I feel like with this movie they just fucking ran out of ideas and decided to go full like okay we're just gonna do like random shit and just kind of put it in here and see if it sticks because whatever we're done. We are done. We're done with this fucking with these three movies, and I'm surprised that like we got three Venom movies. It's very surprising that we got three Venom movies in like quite a good amount of time. Like it was like 6 years, like every 3 years one movie. That's pretty good, and it was like never faltered, never. Well, Venom 2 was delayed, but like it still kept up with like one movie like every 3 years. Yeah, that's kind of cool. But aside from that, like at that point, I think this point just fucking ran out of ideas and just had to go fuck it and just kind of do stuff. But yeah, like there's no setup to anything. There is a lot of weird retcons here. So, they kind of retcon No Way Home by just kind of having him kind of teleport through like what the portals we see that the xenophages use. That's how they have him teleport here. Uh, the the barman was the same, but They kept him in the bar, which makes sense. I guess that he was kind of there, and people were like really confused, but I think they made it kind of make sense. He was just trying to take it away and fucking in the movie, yeah. The thing about Noel, like the symbiotes like revolting against him, and they trying to find a new home, and then like in the first movie, like a riot, they're trying to destroy Earth. So, but that was like his own fucking like an idea to go there, pretty much. I don't know why they did that. Um, yeah, no, there's like there's just retcons here that kind of make no sense to have. And yeah, just and also just there's some hilarious moments, not supposedly like not like they're supposed to be funny, but there's some really funny moments because of the plot here. Like at the end where Eddie's like thinking about Venom, like they have like I don't know what it's like a pop song. It's like trying to be sad, but it's just kind of funny because of like how it like what this which song it is. I don't remember which song it was, but it was like a really it was just a song. It was just like uh it was just kind of it was a song that's like that was just a normal pop song, but like yeah, and it was kind of funny how it shot. It became like a Twitter meme. It's a scene where Eddie goes, "I won't forget you, buddy," and just smiles while looking at the Statue of Liberty when he makes it to New York. And also, it's a weird fucking thing to have. God damn it! They even decided to go in the direction of having him go to New York. But yeah, like it was a fine enough plot. It kind of just like went different places again, just like they had set pieces that they wanted to go with, but they didn't think about anything, so they just kind of put shit in there, filled it up, and just sent it out. Filled up like the plot to like just have it be a theatrical release, like and all that, and just fucking sent it out. Like that's what this movie feels like. It is an ending, but it's like just like I don't know. It's just kind of like it's just kind of like a movie that you have just to like pass the time and have at least some entertainment, but not like it's not like a fantastic or even good movie. It's just kind of okay. But yeah, let's talk about the future because there's no future. Like it's fucking done. I do think that that Eddie Brock Venom has a chance of showing up in Secret Wars because he's at least like pretty popular. I think he has a chance. There are some other things that I like say here, and also like, Noah's a pretty big character to have out there. So yeah, like having him not be around and having him be set up and having him not be around for quite a bit is really weird. So we'll see if Sony decides to do anything now that they sort of now that they have now that they're focusing on Spider Verse and like the Spider Man like the actual Spider Man movies, they might do some crossover, trying to bring them into the MCU through some way or something. Uh, like yeah. Also, there was not apparently like a soldier called Thompson gets his legs bit off, and people think that's gonna lead to like an Agent Venom storyline. I have no clue if that's gonna be an actual thing, but we'll see. But there's just ways. I feel like Eddie's not gonna get is not gonna be unbonded from Venom for quite a bit, and we do see Venom sort of survive at the end. So we might see him sort of be reunited with Venom at some point, and maybe get the Spider-Man logo. I hope we get like an actual good Venom a Venom design with the Spider-Man logo. We'll see. But I think Eddie Brock Venom, at least like Tom Hardy Eddie Brock has a chance. Especially since like I think Sony's like trying to revamp their stuff, and the Venom franchise is at least like their biggest Spider-Man movie, so they might keep going in that direction. But I don't know if they would want to. But yeah, that's all I already say. No's too big to sort of just leave alone. and I think Eddie will not remain unbonded for long. But yeah, Venom: The Last Dance is an okay movie to pass the time with, and it's not gonna win any stars, but it's entertaining at least. But doesn't meet B tier, so it's going into C tier. It's just okay. It's just an okay movie. You're not gonna have a bad time, but you're not gonna have a great time either. It's there to pass the time. There's nothing more to say. It's at least somewhat entertaining. So yeah, it's not a chore to sit through. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not. You're not gonna want to rip your eye sockets out trying to watch this movie. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Leave your thoughts on Venom: The Last Dance in the comments below. All our socials are in the description. And yeah, no, that's about it. See ya.